Now you were in Slewfoot, which followed Alabama as they exited the Bowery and headed out worldwide fame. What year was that?
Slewfoot did a partial in 1980, split with Alabama. They came in full time in 1981. I came in July of '81. They had a guy, a famous songwriter now, Zach Turner, was the original member of Slewfoot, and he wrote "Watermelon Crawl" and "I'm Over You" for Keith Whitley, about 5 songs for George Jones. He's very successful, but I took his place in July '81.
Okay. And what was it like to play at the Bowery back then?
What the Bowery and the beach wagon then was probably the main two things going in Myrtle Beach, and we we'd have lines waiting up across the road about a block and a half for somebody to get a space to get in, and it just wide open 6 days a week. And in July, sometimes you play what they call matinee shows. You play all day long with a little small break.
Wow. Now it was all requests back then too, or was it set list?
Yeah, mostly all requests. We played. We had songs that we enjoyed doing ourselves, and we mix maybe one or two originals in there.
Now you have one of the members of Alabama's guitar. You told me about earlier.
I have Jeff Cook's guitar. You see him play it. It's a Telecaster Deluxe. I believe it's 74. You can see it on a lot of pictures at the Bowery, and I still have it. Yes.
And what we're going to talk about next is the Bowery. And you're lucky enough to been played. Are you an Alabama fan first off?
Oh, how can you not be?
I know, especially from South Carolina, you kind of have to.
If you're
be.
a country music fan or even a singer like me, Alabama, in the '80s and '90s, I think really mostly the '80s, but even in the 2000s, man, they were there. One of the best vocal groups that you can ever think of.
Now you got to play. Well, you're playing here. This is what, the second or third time you played here?
I believe this is our second time. We played here beginning of last year.
And Alabama got one of their starts here, and you got to play at another place where they got their big start, which is the Bowery in Myrtle Beach. Now tell me, how did you get that gig at the Bowery?
Actually, it came about sort of last minute. I was in another band at the time, and we actually, I think it was, we didn't have nothing booked that weekend for some reason, and the guy from the Bowery had got our number from another musician in the Upstate. He had passed our number along and said, "Hey, you need to book these cats. They're somewhat decent." And anyway, so we ended up going down there, and the first, I think this is in the beginning of 2021, so it's been a little bit ago, but we played a Friday and Saturday night. And real quick, I want to tell you, the Bowery shows, they will make a man out of you. I was telling you before we recorded, I don't know if they still do it this way, but I know for the longest time it's been 5-hour shows each night with no music break. Now, luckily for me at the time, we had two lead vocalists, me and another guy, and so we could actually just kind of take turns doing that. But 5-hour shows, no breaks, and straight through.
And it's all requests, right? Like people come up and put tip, and it's all, and there's no pay there. You get just tips, right?
Yeah. Well, we made a little base pay, but it wasn't much. No, it wasn't much for us driving all the way down to Myrtle Beach and doing all that. But we made more in tips both nights to cover everything we had. So, and it is very request based.